Daniel is on his way to meet a man who says because he understands how sharks communicate, he can safely swim with the deadliest predators on the planet.
For most of us, this is the closest we'll ever come to nature's greatest apex predator, the shark. I'm on my way to meet a man who claims to swim with the deadliest shark of all, the great white.
Most people think I'm totally crazy. I've spent more time in the water with great whites than anybody else on the planet.
To prove he's superhuman, Mike is going to swim with great whites and hopefully come away alive. Great white sharks can reach a top speed of 25 miles an hour. And to capture their prey, they can also jump 10 feet into the air. Before we head into shark-infested open water, I want to ask Mike how he claims he can safely swim with these potentially deadly sharks.
You swim with great whites without a cage. How is that possible? Why don't they eat you?
Nothing that keeps you safer in the water than knowledge of these animals.
So you really have to understand their behaviors in order to swim without a cage?
Yeah, you can be moving in the wrong times, being on the wrong places. You know, you can just do with animals what they want you to do with them.
Mike's been studying sharks up close for 16 years and believes he's acquired a superhuman ability to communicate with them. Although people are no longer allowed to touch them, in the past, Mike's been recorded swimming with Galapagos sharks, interacting with tiger sharks, and even stroking them to sleep. But none are as deadly as the infamous great white.
I think sharks are one of the most beautiful creatures on the planet.
It's time to take things to a superhuman level and find out if he can really communicate with sharks as wild as this. Sarah Andriotti is an expert in great white behavior and has spent 2 years watching Mike with the sharks. I want to find out whether she believes Mike's claim or not.
Mike says he has the ability to swim with sharks without a cage.
He has the knowledge. I would say he has the knowledge more than the ability. He used the body language to speak with these animals. When they come too close, Mike just makes himself bigger. If they want to keep them closer, he makes himself smaller. He basically speaks with them.
So you really believe Mike can talk to sharks?
From my point of view, nobody else can interact with them as Mike does.
So would you ever swim with a great white without a cage?
No, not really. I love to spend time into the cage to look at them. But swim without the cage is Mike's job.
It's time to take things to the next level. Mike wants me to experience the true force of the mighty great white for myself.
If they come to the boat, their motivation is to find the dead thing that they want to eat. And for that fact, everything that comes here, the motivation must be to feed according to them, including you. So you just have to fit in.
So you kind of have to act like a shark when you're out in the water with them?
Yes, more or less. I can never be a shark, but you have to, and it's a big one. That's about a 4.5 meter shark. There, we have 2 sharks, 2 big ones. There's another big one going. So yes, we need a bigger cage.
This is all that's going to protect me from the sharks.
Yes, but the cage, it's more of a thing that's in your mind than anything else.
By watching them hunt and feed, Mike says he's learned the body language of sharks and can act like a great white. But in bad visibility like this, that's impossible, and attacks become far more likely. To convince me he deserves true superhuman status, Mike is going to jump right into the feeding territory without a cage. Can he do it and come away unharmed? We've already heard how Mike Rutzen communicates with sharks. But to prove he's a true shark master, he must swim among the ocean's apex predator, the great white. We're traveling off the South African coast to a great white hotspot to find out.
How good's the visibility today?
Visibility is not great. We're on 5 meters. Normally, we dive 8-meter birds.
So with low visibility, they're kind of like on edge?
Yeah, they're nervous. I like to work with relaxed animals. They read my intentions by the body postures and what I'm doing, and vice versa. If the animal's close to you, you have to keep eye contact with them.
The worst shark attack in history killed 24 men as the USS Indianapolis was sinking. Each year, around 50 people are attacked. Normally, it takes place in low visibility, just like today. Mike's going to struggle to gain the crucial eye contact, and this will cut down his window of time for communicating with the shark.
Watch her and give me information back calmly. Not just to scream. Don't get stressed out. We're not stressed out. Shark's not stressed out.
Okay. Everything's easy. Okay.
If anything bad happens to me, it's self-inflicted because I would have made a mistake.
Right on cue. As he's about to enter the water, a 12-foot shark approaches and Mike simply waves it away.
So you feel comfortable?
Yeah. I would like the shark to come back first.
Unbelievably, Mike seems unaffected and is still preparing to jump in.
Oh! Nothing.
Nothing. It's been gone for a while. It's there. It's low. It's deep. It's starboard at the motors.
This is insane. Everyone on deck is nervous about the lack of visibility.
I don't know where it's at. The shark just came face to face with Mike, and he stared it down.
I can't believe Mike is still in the water and appears so calm. Any other normal human would have been out of that water straight away. But these potentially lethal sharks just seem to be drawn to Mike.
Anything that runs away from a predator is automatically food. If the shark comes closer, I make myself bigger. The shark clearly understands that I feel uncomfortable with it at that distance.
This is unbelievable. Mike really is communicating with the shark.
I did not expect the great whites to interact with you like this and come right next to you.
Yeah.
I saw you get face to face with that great white.
It's a little bit tense because we can't see. In this, I can see maybe 4 meters. She can see maybe 6, I think. But she could kill me at any time.
Unbelievable.
Cheers. Thanks.
Superhuman or not, there's no doubt that Mike can somehow swim with great whites and survive. And being able to understand their body language, well, that certainly earns him his title, the Shark Master.